I'm Alexis, aka The Sloth Reader, and I'm here today to do my 2017 A Year in Review video. So I'm gonna start off by going through my Goodreads list, where it shows you like your 2017 A Year in Review like stats and everything. I'll put those up on the screen so you can see them, where it shows you guys basically, you know, what was the shortest book I read this year, what was the longest book I read this year, my average rating, the most popular book I read this year, which hilariously I think is A Court of Mist and Fury, which, as you guys know, was a book I didn't finish. And then it's going to show you every book I actually physically read, or not physically because technically there were audiobooks and ebooks in there too, but shows you every book I read in the year 2017. And then next I want to talk to you guys about my goals that I set for myself for 2017 and whether I accomplished those goals or not, and if I didn't, why. The first goal I set for myself was that I wanted to read the Percy Jackson and the Olympians and the Heroes of Olympus series. I really wanted to finish the Percy Jackson series in 2017 and then read all of the Heroes of Olympus. I am so happy to say I completed that goal. I was hoping to complete it much earlier in the year so that I could have fit in some of Rick Riordan's other books in the year, but I still completed the goal and I'm really happy with that. The next goal I had set for myself in 2017 was to read Gone with the Wind by Margaret Mitchell. Every year I do kind of pick a clunky or so classic to get through, and this was the one I wanted to get through in 2017. I did try to read this. I did not make it very far. I think I made it, I made it 45 pages into the book. I tried, so I didn't read this in 2017, but I did pick up the audiobook for this, and I'm gonna give it another go in 2018 to see if listening to it on audiobook makes it a little bit easier. The next challenge I set for myself was a channel goal, and that was that I wanted to do 2 video reviews every month. Clearly that didn't happen. That is still a thing that I'm working on. I did a couple of video reviews in 2017, more than I had done in any previous year, but I'm still working on getting comfortable with it. I don't know why those videos, like, I've filmed a bunch of them. I say a bunch. I filmed probably like 10, but over half of them I end up like not using because I feel like I'm so awkward when I rewatch them in editing, and I'm like, good God, no one wants to watch this. So I'm gonna try to work on being more comfortable with myself, obviously, in 2018. But I did not accomplish that goal. My Goodreads goal was that I wanted to read 70 books, which I did. I ended up finishing the year at 97 books, so I almost hit 100. I'm immensely proud of that. I never imagined I would read close to 100 books in a year, especially coming off of like the 2013 to 2015 period when I read like nothing. So I'm really immensely proud of myself for overcoming that goal, and yeah. That was one I can definitely say I did. The next goal I'm going to mention is that I wanted to read a Kindle book every month. Again, this is one that I did not accomplish. Most of the Kindle books I ended up reading in 2017 were ARCs that I had received either from Edelweiss or NetGalley, which wasn't really the point of like that goal to begin with, but I definitely didn't read one every month. So I'm going to go ahead and count that one as not done. The next goal I set for myself was that I wanted to be reading a sequel every month. And I'm going to count this one as completed because I don't think I necessarily read a like sequel maybe every month. I'm sure there were some months where I was picking up like just the first books in a series, but I read enough sequels in this year to count, so I'm gonna go ahead and count that one as completed. Number 8 was that I wanted to be reading a random shelf pick off of my bookshelf every month. I am on the fence about whether I did this one. I didn't really have like a specific system in place for choosing like a random book. The whole point of that was that I wanted to be picking up books that I had had for longer and they weren't just like new releases that I had picked up. And I kind of feel like yes and no I did that one, because I definitely picked up a lot of books mostly on audio that I had owned for a while and that I was picking up on audio to listen to, and so I felt like I definitely read a lot of books that I'd had for a while this year, but I don't know if I read more than 12, which was like kind of my goal, was like to read one every month. So I don't know, kind of, I feel like I picked up a lot of random books this year, but I don't know like how they correlated into like how long I've owned them. The next goal is that I wanted to read a new to me author every month. This is, again, I don't necessarily know if I did it every month, but I know in the 97 books that I read this year, I read at easily over 12 new to me authors. And so like I'm gonna count that one as complete because again, I didn't necessarily do it every month, but I know I read more than 12 new to me authors that like, whether I liked their books or not, they were still new to me. So I'm gonna count that one accomplished. And then obviously the final goal I set for myself was the top 15 books I wanted to read in 2017. I did not get to all of those. I've already mentioned Gone with the Wind, I tried, I could read, and A Court of Mist and Fury, which you guys know I made 200 pages into and then I DNF'd it. Both of which are books I plan to give another shot to, maybe not necessarily in this upcoming year, but in subsequent years, so I'm not giving up on those entirely. And then the other books on the list that I didn't make it to this year, which were The Night Circus, The Bell Jar by Sylvia Plath, and then I had said I wanted to complete the Shadow and Bone trilogy this year. I'm currently reading The Night Circus, I'm listening to it on audiobook. I'm currently reading The Bell Jar by Sylvia Plath, and I am currently reading Ruin and Rising by Leigh Bardugo. So like the 3 books that I technically didn't get to, I'm currently reading, and it's like it's the 3rd of January when I'm filming this, so like I just barely missed the deadline on those, but like they're all going to be finished within the next week. So did I technically do it? No. Am I gonna beat myself up for it? No. So whatever. Overall, I just wanted to check in with the goals I set for myself, and to be honest, like halfway through the year, I think I 100% forgot half of these goals and was just being like, cool, this is what I want to read because this is a new release I want to read, or this is the sequel that I'm really excited for, you know, especially like in September, you guys probably noticed, but like most of the books I read in September were arcs because at the last minute, like halfway through August, I got approved for like 12 arcs or something insane like that were coming out in the next 2 months. So like the second half of the year, my reading plans changed a lot because suddenly I had all these arcs I had to read. But like I'm okay with that, especially because most of the arcs I ended up really liking in the second half of the year, which I feel like most of the arcs I read in the first half of the year I didn't really like. So like that was a nice balance. All of that being said, and me not completing my goals aside, I'm really happy with my reading progress in 2017. Like I said, I read 97 books, and sure, I read some of my least favorite books of all time this year, but I also read so many new favorite books, as you will have seen from my favorite books of 2017 video, which I will link down below in case you haven't seen it yet. So there have just been so many wonderful new books I read in 2017 that like I can't possibly complain about my reading year. You know, I read 97 books, I was super happy with that, read some all new favorites, and yeah, overall, I'm really happy. I would absolutely love to know if you met your goals for 2017, and also too, if you want to tell me what was the best book you read if you didn't comment it on my other video, go ahead and tell me now, and I'll see you guys soon with another video. Bye!